racism are major issues in the novel, and that he has feelings of loneliness, jealousy, and anger. Many people, regardless of their ethnic background, generally experience similar feelings, and many of you are probably able to relate to these themes. What, if anything, did you learn from this unit? You may reference examples from the novel, articles we read, Mean Girls, Dateline, My Kid Would Never Do That, the documentary about third graders in Iowa, and or the play that we saw. I said that I think the most important thing that you can take away from this unit is that you should not judge someone for who they are, because that's who they are, and no one can choose who they want to be. And an example would be the burn book from Mean Girls. Like, look at all the drama that caused just from a book of what people think and a bunch of rumors.
Similar to Chris, I had like don't judge people, but I feel that a lot of people change themselves to fit in when they're teased. Like when Jin changed his hair in American Born Chinese, and that was on page 67. And I think that people need to stay true to themselves instead of changing for others. That's what I learned.
Yeah, I agree with it. Like, you just need to accept yourself for like who you are, and like I don't know.
From this, I have learned about different stereotypes that I didn't even know existed, and not to discriminate and to treat people how you wanted to be treated, and also I think it said
I learned that stereotypes can be really hurtful to people, and like I didn't realize how much like it affects people. Like in the YouTube video, like my kid would never do that, like how it affected the contestants and the singing and the like math thing. That really like shows how many stereotypes there are.
I learned from the Debutante's Ball that you should be proud of who you are, no matter what people think about you, and then that same idea was kind of like displayed in the American King's Adventure and American King's
I feel like you kind of shared about this yesterday, the whole you have to accept yourself before others can accept you. And also from the My Kid Would Never Do That show, I would say if you think something that's happening is wrong, you should speak up.
I mean, I learned from this is just how much racism is used for humor. Like I knew there was some of it, but going through this, I figured out like how much there is. Like there's a lot more than I thought there was. Like I thought like a few shows like a few times we mentioned Family Guy and South Park. I thought like those and a few more were like it, but then I learned it's like it's a lot of cases.
Kind of learned that when we don't want to just be blunt about our racism, we do kind of sugarcoat it. Like I was aware of it, but I didn't give too much thought to it because it's not every day someone will say just a flat out racist comment, but it is almost every day we'll hear someone who will like beat around the bush about it, and it's kind of just almost like kind of you got to take a couple steps back and be like, something's not right here. This isn't right, and how we just kind of sugarcoat racist comments.
From American Born Chinese, I learned that always be yourself and not someone else to gain something that way. Like for example, when Jin changed his hairstyle, like that one white kid in his classroom, to get the girls in there, trying to get her attention.
I learned that racism and stereotyping are like a lot more common than we think. Like in My Kid Would Never Do That, we saw that like the kids that said that they weren't racist or anything like that, they still didn't stand up for what they thought was right, and how with that there could be like a lot of times in like our lives where something racist is said and we're just like fine with it. Just how like common that could be.
Something I learned is that discrimination is pretty much everywhere, and people will discriminate for pretty much anything. Like in American Born Chinese on page 15, the Monkey King is discriminated against just for being a monkey. Like he's just a king, just like everyone else says at the dinner party. He's still got discriminated against, and that you should be proud of.
I learned that a lot of things that people say are racist. They don't like even think about it being racist. Like on page 30, when the teacher immediately like thinks that Jin is from China and he has to correct her and say San Francisco. And then the same thing happened in Mean Girls when the principal said that they have a new student from Africa and she like turned to a black girl and said welcome or something.
I learned from this unit that there's a lot more stereotypes about different races than I realized. And like most people don't even realize that they're stereotyping when they're talking. And I learned that you should be content to be yourself. And on page 160 is like when the Monkey King like takes off his shoes and is just happy to be a monkey.
I said that I learned that racism is such a horrible thing, or it's like really common, and it happens every day in our society. And then my example was on page 96. I don't remember what was happening, but they just said, hey, I think it's getting a little nippy out here. And that just shows racism.
I learned that in the situation of like people feeling like getting discriminated against, that most people don't speak up for what they like believe in, and there will be some people that speak out, but not many. And I saw that in a class divided, and like when she went on to do it in that like jail place or whatever, that most people just kind of went with the racism and let them get discriminated.
I thought about like Maddie's article that we read about all the stereotypes like we have now, and like how we just like say whatever we want and like don't think about who it's like directed to or like how it can hurt people. And then I said in like American Born Chinese on page 57, Jin wanted to be like everyone else, to be like changed his hair and like he like changed himself into Danny.
Teachers, please excuse this interruption at this time. Please dismiss the girls' fast pitch players.
Oh, I want to add, so on page 24, when Jin's parents were talking about the story, or they were telling the story to Jin, I think what Megan was trying to, or what is that we don't really think about any stereotypes or anything we say like racist, but we develop a lot of our thoughts from our parents and from what we've heard. So I think the story that his mom was telling, it really gave him thoughts about who he is and who he's supposed